I am Mensa. I post a game every day until I reach 500 elo. I am currently rated 431. Okay, so we will get into, well, we were going to get into the London, but with that I can't. So we will do this. And if they take me, I can take back with the pawn. And we will just develop differently than we normally do at the moment. Because I usually want to get the bishop here. Obviously, it can't go there. And I can start, but I can still do it now that I've got my pawn back there. Though the king is open, so there might be an attack made on it, which means I will have to block. So I predicted that. And we will put our bishop in there. And then we will find out exactly what will transpire, because if I put my bishop up here, then there won't be anything to defend it. We could always get it up there and then put it back here. And this pawn could be advanced eventually so that we can get different stuff happening with that. So I'll bring that knight out, and the next thing I'll want to do is obviously castle and get my queen on that, my rook on this file that the queen and the king are both on. And there is no pawns, so that could be quite dangerous. So they have brought their bishop out. I am now going to castle. My rook is going to want to get on that file. And then we'll get the rest of our minor pieces and our rook developed. This is defended and attacks only once, so we will have to watch for that being attacked again. It is defended twice, so this pawn is doing that. So if I put my rook here and then my bishop moves, it could be causing some problems. So it would be really nice if the bishop could move and attack something that would be undefendable, because the queen will be under attack. So something else would be needing to be attacked. That would be just, there's no way out of that. Okay, so I can put my bishop, I put it here. Okay, I'm putting him in check. And of course he can put his bishop in the way, or his knight, I should say. And obviously he isn't going to want to put his his queen in there. So is there another thing? Like if my bishop comes here right now, I'm attacking his queen, and the queen might be looking right down there, so I gotta watch anything coming up in there. So do I want to bring my bishop there, and it will be possibly attacked? So if I put that bishop right here, it'll be check. Okay, so check. And I obviously could have come here, and then I'm attacking that knight. And they put their knight in the way. That is possibly, I should have actually considered doing that. So if I put my bishop up here, it could be attacked by pawn, which would obviously be defended. And so I'm also going to be attacking the queen, and it is undefended there, so I can't just do it. So obviously we will have to consider a different move. We will do that, develop the rest of our pieces, and start looking at getting our other pieces out so the knight doesn't protect over here if it goes here. Okay, I want to have a look at something that could be happening. Let's just continue our development. I right now have this open file. Well, did I ever go off course? This open file already with my rook, and I'd like to get more pieces in there. Their queen is stopping the bishop from getting out there, though they could also move this pawn to fianchetto their other bishop. And if I bring my queen here, their knight could go here and attack it. And I could also take it off. So I do want to start doubling my rooks and get my queen in there because there is not so much development on the opponent's side. So their whole queen side is still sitting in their opening squares. So we'll have a look at if that starts to be developed. The bishop is trapped at the moment and the knight can only go to the rim. So I think that's a little bit of a problem. So if I get my queen here, then my rook can come in behind here. I just have to make sure that they aren't just going to be attacking my rook with a minor piece. So their knight is coming up there. I could take that and their queen would be here. So I think taking that is going to allow me to continue with what I want. They also have a pawn they can take back with. So my queen would come here and then my rook can get into this. So we look up at everything and their queen side is still undeveloped. So I see a little bit of a problem, though if I get everything in there, I think a lot could be happening because I go here. Right now his queen's not on that square. So we would have, well, he wouldn't have to take back. The bishop would be undefended, so if I do put my rook there, though I want to get my final piece developed and it would be right on that file. Okay, so now their pawns are all being moved in front of their king. I'm going to bring my rook over. So now all of my pieces are developed. I have a queen rook battery right going down into where right now if I go there, I'm attacking the rook, which can take me, though I would take it back and I'm still attacking that bishop, which is undefended. So I think that's a little bit of a problem. And the knight has to get out if they want to start getting that rook into thing. There's still two pieces that have to move for that rook unless they want to move that pawn way up. And okay, let's see what exactly happens. My opponent is rated 425. And there might have been something that was kind of a trap in what they have done because it seems like There might have been something in there, but it didn't fall the way they wanted it to. And they do have their bishop on that as well, so their bishop and their queen on that. But if I bring my rook up here, I have to look at this here. So I'm fully developed. I have quite nice pawns on each side here, a three banger that I can choose to do at any point anyway. And I think, okay, this pawn is obviously defended by the knight, and I can always get the pawn here pushed to defend it again. Okay, so we just have to wait and see what they are going to do. And obviously they can't move that rook over here. I just take it. If they might see what I intend to do with my rook, queen, rook all in here, where I think there is quite a lot of danger that if things stay that way. So this bishop, I would like to get it here and attack. Look at this whole diagonal is like amazing. There could be pushing this pawn here, and then I'm looking right up there. Because if I attack their queen, they obviously have to deal with that. And then I take that, and they take back with their bishop. So will I set that up or go to the back rank here, and then I'm attacking that and that? They can obviously take me back and they lose a rook. So, and I will still be attacking the bishop, and then after the bishop, the knight. So there's a lot of whatever's happened with they had thought was going to happen didn't happen, because okay, I have this pawn here I can take if I want, and I will be looking at that square as well if I need. So if they do put something like their rook there, I could take that pawn. My bishop would sit there quite nicely, and the other bishop is obviously going to be factored in for something. I could consider what I was talking about, pushing the pawn, and then I have attacking for both the queen and the rook. So just have to see what exactly happens here. And I usually am the one that's down in time, but I've got a lot of time compared to them right now, so I can think about things and obviously do what is best. So, knight, you can't go anywhere at the moment. That would be really dangerous. He's looking at this pawn here that the queen at the moment is looking at, though if they start getting well, they have that bishop over here, and he's just sitting there protecting pawns, I guess, and the rook. So okay, now it might be where they are trying to find out what they could do, and it might be where they've just abandoned the game. That has happened to me before, and there's a lot of time to wait here. 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Okay. And that pawn stops me from attacking the queen. That one stops my knight from coming up and attacking anything. And even though their king has a lot of obvious flight squares, there is some danger involved here. So now, if I could only have that pawn already there. We'll see what they do, because my rook battering into my bishop, I should say, to the queen and the rook, that would seem to be something they would have to do something about, especially with my pieces going down here. My immediate feeling is that I would like to do the rook move to the back rank here, and they obviously can take me and I take them back, and then I'm attacking that bishop, which is trapped at the moment. So their queen goes there, and that means I take their queen. Okay, so now I really have a lot of dangerous stuff coming in. So at the moment, if I go here, okay, their knight is obviously finally moved, and while it's attacking that pawn, which is defended, if it goes here, it's taken. If it goes here, it's taken, so I don't see a problem. And I will now go like this, and I'm still attacking that, so they will now have to figure out if they can't move that bishop right now. They will probably take the rook, and then I will take their rook with my queen, and then it'll be check. So they gave me their queen. I don't think they really realized when they put it there that it wasn't really gonna do anything, and maybe they meant to go someplace else. Or maybe they went to move it like I've done many times, and obviously, and then I'm gonna put it back, and then I drop it somewhere, and then that's a real annoying thing. So I could always consider bringing my bishop here, and it will be backing that up, but I don't really feel like I need to. This isn't going to be able to be escaped. So I'm up +9 at the moment. And they have 3 minutes and 43 seconds, and I still have 12 minutes and 51 seconds, so I can obviously take time on my moves. And obviously, when they moved their queen here, that was an obvious taking. They finally got their knight out, and that bishop is trapped. Okay, so now they're going like that. So if I take that rook, then they have to take me back. And obviously my queen can't get in there, but well, actually it could get in here. They could take with the bishop, and then that would stop me from being able to take that knight with my queen. So I could start by getting other things off. If I take that off, we have to see what if that knight is going to sit there. It doesn't look too good for me. I obviously could have taken it. I could have actually just taken it, and then I still have the same pressure. And I misstepped there because I should have went queen take knight, and then my rook is sitting here still looking at his rook. And now that I see what I should have done, I guess hindsight, they always say you see the best in hindsight. I often see when I'm looking at my games, when I'm just sitting there relaxing, looking at them, I see, why didn't I do that? And it's just when you're playing the game, it's obviously a lot different. So this is still undefended and attacked. They have to decide if they're going to take my rook, and if they don't take with the bishop, then I can go and take their knight with my queen. So they do take with their bishop, and so now if I bring other piece into this, if I take this pawn off, I just lose my bishop. If I take that, I just lose my bishop, so that's no good. And if I take that, I just lose my queen. But if I go here, I put them in check. Okay. And then we have to see what else could be. Oh, the pawn. I would have been very mad at myself if I did that, because I really do see funny things sometimes. And nothing my bishops can do. They are sitting here really fantastically. This is defended by the bishop. So if I bring my bishop up to here, I'm attacking that. And I can start taking that off. I take, they take, and then I just take that. So they have to get their king over in order to avoid losing a piece. So my queen is still looking there. And that pawn could obviously be moved to go in between, but then I can go here with my queen and put them. No, I can't. Bishop. Their bishops are still sitting. Well, still sitting. This one did move, and then it actually got back. But I mean, it's sitting in their opening squares for each of them. And I take, they take, okay, and then obviously I take back. So right now I have a lot of pressure right there. So they do that. If I take that, then I'm still attacking. And I just win a pawn. So that is still under attack. There's no that I can just bring the knight up. So the bishop is not just going to be stopped. He's going to go and take that pawn. And then the same threat is going on. I'm just closer. Okay. If now the knight is able to be taken, and then he takes me back, he's got 58 seconds. And they're moving their bishop there. Okay, so if I bring my queen here, well, if I take that, then I'm attacking that. So I'm gonna I could take with the bishop, and I think I'd rather take with the queen, though if I take with the bishop, I cut them off from that, and I can get my queen to take that, or I mean, go here. So if I put them in check, they can't move their knight. And if okay, so I can put them in check here, and I think that will be what I will do. There is nothing that is, yes, there is. Oops. Okay. You think you have a good move doesn't mean you do, so let's take this off first. We can start thinking of challenging that bishop somehow, and my queen. My queen is protecting that bishop right now, so it is only attacked by the king. That means the king can't take it. If I go here, that is just losing a piece. If I move my queen up, if I move my queen, oh, stop looking at that, this thing here. Okay. I could, well, I was able to take that before, but I'm not now. If I bring that knight here, then I'm attacking there. Oh, says they have resigned. Okay, so I was looking at what I should do, and they probably realized that there's a lot of material advantage here and a lot of pressure, so they resigned. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye.